Hey everybody, happy Rhinebeck 2025. I wanted to show you my Rhinebeck sweater. Unfortunately, I cannot go this year because I have a contract, which is really exciting news for me because I've been doing a lot of auditioning and singing around my new town. But sad because I will miss it. I still want to make a Rhinebeck sweater though, and I think a lot of people have that same feeling. They see the posts and they see the stories and they just wish someday they could go to Rhinebeck, and I think it's a wonderful time in our community, the fall, the autumn, when we're settling into the weather changing and making a new sweater. So this just came off the needles about a week ago, and it's a little different for me in that it is short sleeve. So if I was actually going to Rhinebeck, maybe I would have made the long sleeves. It's not that cold for long periods of time here, so this is actually a really perfect piece for me because it can be transitional. There's a lot of transitional type weather where I live. So I've actually knit this sweater before. You may recognize it. It's called the pangolin, and I knit it before in a very sort of jewel autumnal palette using some sadness garn, alpaca, like brushed alpaca yarn years and years ago. And then I just fell in love with the pattern because it's all, I guess this would be called motif knitting, where you just do triangle after triangle after triangle. And it may seem a bit daunting looking at it that way, but actually it goes by very quickly. I use double pointed needles. And what makes it really fun is I have these pink double pointed needles from Lykke. Does anyone know how to say this yet? Lykke. So I use just two double pointed needles, and I knit up each triangle, each round, and then go for the next one. Now, I challenged myself with this pangolin to make every single triangle unique. Every single triangle could be completely unique if you gave yourself rules of allowing marling, right? So if you're just mixing different combinations, and actually that would be a really fun approach to making all unique triangles as well. The other challenge is weight. So you'll see in some of these, I had to sometimes hold like 5 strands at a time. I'm trying to find an example of that. This one, for example, this is just a very, very, very thin, almost thread-like yarn. We'll call it a yarn, even though it's not really wool at all. But I had to hold several of them all at once in order to get sort of a similar weight to the needle that I was using. Now, some felt like they were a little crowded on the needle, like, maybe it's in the back. Some of these in the back felt really, really crowded. So you just have to experiment. And if it's not working out, put it away, try another yarn. Now, another thing that I did for planning this out is I would sort of put my yoke down on the table and then sort of date different yarns around it. Sometimes I made mistakes, sometimes it really worked out, but you don't always want to have like, you don't want 2 pinks and then a pink here. You can completely control it. It's not like you're going and then you suddenly have the wrong color. You decide what goes. So you kind of want to think about contrasting. Like these might be a little too similar. You could play with the black and white photo that we've always talked about for figuring out if tones and colors are working together. But this was just a piece of creativity. I just went for it and I had such a great time. So maybe on the camera, some might look the same to you, but I really don't think I repeated many. Now, what do you do? Here's another sparkle one I love. It's so sparkly. Now, what do you do to tie it all together? Well, I found a yarn that I thought was really, really cool. This is the Lang yarn Neon, and I got this a bit ago. I am not sure if it's still available, but the core of it is kind of like neon coral color, and then it's sort of brushed with a purple aura or halo. We'll call it a halo. So I'm hoping you can see that purple halo that is around this neon coral color. It is such a cool yarn, and I have 2 skeins of it only. So I did the collar and the hem and the, what's this? Cuff? I guess it's the cuff. And I just think it really ties together all of the craziness going on. I'm wearing a silver sequin skirt with it to tie in the little silver that's right there. Now, I'm sure you're looking at this and going, how many ends are there? How many ends? So my secret is I tie the ends together in a really tight knot, like kind of like a surgeon's knot. So you go right over left, and then left over right twice, and then pull. It's pretty easy, and I don't even know if that's officially a surgeon's knot, but that's what you do, and then you cut it. So you just have to trust that all of your knots are gonna hold, and I have to believe. You just have to be a believer when you do the knots. You can see my knots. I know, but it just, you cannot weave them all in. It's don't do it. Here's the truth. I made mine a bit cropped, as you can see, because I was having a hard time coming up with more combinations of unique triangles. But when you have a huge big stash, I mean, they don't take up much wool, so you can reach for your scraps, or you can pull from brand new skeins, because I don't think it's going to make a huge difference in the yardage. But then when you are down the line making a sweater and you're playing yarn chicken and you see the yarn you need is smack dab in the middle of this pangolin sweater, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. Now, one revelation I had doing the pangolin the second time is that pangolin, what is a pangolin? What is it? What is it? Well, it's an animal of some sort. So I'll try to find a picture so you can see why it's named this. This is a Pickles of Norway pattern, and I highly recommend it. It is so much fun. And this probably, you look at this and go, oh my gosh, how it's easy. It's more of the same. It's more of the triangle technology. I do remember one tip that seemed a little bit hard to understand. You have to knit a triangle. This triangle here in the armpit, this triangle is its own triangle. It's not all the other triangles. You pick up stitches on each preceding row's triangles, but this one you just have to knit on its own so that you can bridge the gap. So that is something I do remember from the first time through that will be helpful to you, and hopefully will make sense if you decide to tackle this sweater. It's so fun, endless possibilities. I wish I could be wearing it to Rhinebeck with you this weekend, but I'm here in spirit, and I wish you all the very best time ever. And thank you for watching to the end of my Rhinebeck Sweater 2025. See you soon.